Hello! So, yet another challenge! Hip hip hooray! Yes! And this is my second edition of this one. I did a spring fling challenge that was exactly a year ago, and that was my very first video, like absolutely very first, I uploaded on this channel. So for me, it's kind of like, you know, very, very emotional moment because it's kind of like, you know, my anniversary and everything. It's just 1 year here, just one, my very first year here on YouTube. So I was like, cool. Okay, so what do you need to know about the challenge is, number one, it has to be something that was free or especially left by rubbish container. Okay, so something destined to the dump. And number two, okay, we had to document everything and obviously give it new life. Okay, and now mine didn't go as planned. Yeah, when it does here, right? Because when a thing that's supposed to go in a certain way turns out exactly like that, and it's like, you know, it's nice and smooth and everything. I don't know you guys, but it doesn't happen. It just absolutely does not ever happen to me. It's like there is, I don't know, universe, God, whoever, it's just, no, there's always a different plan for me. I mean, different to what I plan is always a different thing. Like, anyway. So just let's keep my bubbling, okay? And let me show you my piece. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I found, and this is how I found it. Look what I found. So maybe the first day of New Year, it's gonna bring me something nice, okay? Hold it. I'm gonna check it out. Alright, over. I think I finally found it. Oh, look, it's like, okay, this bit is broken. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I think I can work with this. Yay! Finally got the piece! Yes! Alright, so now I'm checking what I got myself into. Okay, this little crack is not a problem. This one here is not a problem either. Sam, what do you think? Yeah, can be saved? You think it can be saved? Alright, so if... yeah? Alright. If you think it can be saved. So, this is my helping hand. Okay. Here is... I guess this is a wood worm. Here as well. Can you move a little bit? Thank you very much. Okay, this is another wood worm. But again, this is not a big deal. I think the biggest deal is gonna be here. Because this is trashed. I need to take all this seat out. And you can see another wood worm here. As I said, this is not a big deal. Filling in the holes is not a big deal. I just need to make it structurally sound. Okay. Yep. Keep your fingers crossed. Yep. I was super happy to had found the piece. Okay, I mean, listen, finding a freebie here in Spain is, well, at least where I live, is difficult.
okay? Or at least a piece that you can actually sort out. So this was, at least this is what I thought, this was manageable. So anyway, I was super happy. I brought it home and I started slowly working on it. It was January, so I still had some time, but I saw some woodworm. So I knew that, the piece is going to need treatment. So I was like, all right, let's get to it with time in advance. So I won't be rushing anything. Yeah, little did I know. Ha. But anyway, let me just, enjoy my work here. So basically, I took everything apart, and the seat there, as you can see, it's got springs, but what I had in mind was not um, replacing them. I was just going to get rid of them at all. I was planning to do something else there as a seat part. But let's not get ahead too much. The piece was in a bad shape. You see the missing leg, it fell off when I took all the screws supporting it. So this is the only leg that is standing. Plus, I don't know if you see all the holes there. Well, there were little nails there, not staples, little nails, and I got awful blisters taking all that stuff out. Like, terrible blisters on my hands. So, anyway, here you got the leg that fell apart. And well, I was looking at the piece slowly, inspecting it slowly, and planning my strategy. Here you've got another part that needed replacing because it was totally eaten by the woodworm. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be too difficult because I salvaged a parts of a little table, oak, just like, this chair. So I was hoping for the repair to be quite easy. I mean, this is what I was expecting, okay? So I started with sanding of whatever I could, and the rest was stripped, especially, all those little details. Here you've got me measuring all the parts that I wanted to cut and where I wanted to cut and how I wanted to cut. Just getting ready for the repairs, and obviously all that under the watchful eye of my supervisor. I was super lucky that the width and all the cuts were already done. Okay, everything was there already. I just need to cut it to shape. Yeah, here you can see how terrible the wound was. It was just Swiss cheese, actually. Yeah, I kept on thinking, it's like, how am I gonna pull this off, really? But yeah. When I was cleaning my piece after the stripping, yeah, because here the stripper is neutralized with water. I don't need to use mineral spirits. It's just, clean water. So when I was cleaning the stripper off, this is what happened. The wooden frame got soft, and yeah, voila. Yeah, the woodworm was terrible, but yeah, I still was thinking about repairing it with loads of sawdust and epoxy, quick wood, but local quick wood. And I didn't see it that terrible. I mean, listen, I had this absolutely beautiful image in my head with, all the curvings that this chair had, and I just couldn't let go. That was not me. I do not do, like, I don't quit. I don't. So I soaked the chair in the woodworm treatment. Firstly, I pushed as much of the liquid in all the holes. I wanted to make sure that whatever did it, and if it was there still, it would be killed totally. I didn't want any problems. I mean, you know what I mean. Better to be safe than sorry, especially that, damage in this chair was terrible. And after going through the holes, then I brushed a very, very, very generous coat of the liquid on all the exterior. And then came the part of the recipe that I got horribly wrong, which was wrapping the whole thing in plastic. But I think I missed out the bit that, well, that was supposed to be dry or something, because well, this happened.
So when I saw that thing, okay, it was like I wanted to give up totally. Totally give up. I threw a total tantrum, like, out of this, like, ah! Okay, so that was me. I hope my neighbors didn't hear me at that time. But anyway, so yeah, I threw a tantrum and I was going to give up, and I left everything, and I thought, no, I need a distraction. I need to clear my mind. I need distraction. So I did what I usually do in those situations. No, no glass of wine, but that good thinking. That's good thinking. No, I did this. No me pongan en el Guantánamo, soy a morir como un caído Guantánamo. A mí me dicen el sonero Guantánamo, moriré de ganas, soy de Guantánamo, soy.
So at that point, I desperately needed solution because, well, I decided I'm not giving up over my dead body. All right. So then I remembered that in my stash I had this chair. It was in pretty good condition. The only problem was that, well, I didn't have any proof that it came from the trash. You'd have to take my word for that. Apart from the seat, everything was in a very good condition. It was just dirty. Yeah, I need to get rid of some chewing gum there, but it was in a pretty good condition. So I unscrewed the seat, give it a thorough cleaning, and then take it outside to give it a nice scuff sand, and then brought it back inside to wash it from all the dust. And obviously, to start with all the work, because I was way behind with all my schedule and everything. I primed it because after scuff sanding, with this color, I was afraid of a bleed through, and I was like, at this stage, I have absolutely no margin for error. And yeah, with the color of the chair, I was like, no, I'm going for a light color, so it has to stay like this. And now I'm gonna show you a little trick of mine, how to get a nice finish on difficult surfaces. So first I brush the primer or the paint on my piece. I work in sections, so I brush it in, make sure that I push the primer or paint in all the crevices, and then I take my roller and I roll it smooth, so it's nice and smooth. I didn't want to have brush strokes on my primer, but yes, I was going for the brush strokes in my paint. Why, you may ask? Well, for several reasons. First, saving the time because I was behind schedule, like really behind schedule. So not worrying about brushstrokes was just really nice commodity. And second thing, because the look I was going for was old, I wanted this chair to look old with brushstrokes, with distressed parts, dirt. I mean, blacks or dark wax. I mean here, but yeah, dirt and things like that. Chippy paint was not included in the package because that takes time. So, and then yeah, in this project, everything was like, no, there's no time. I'm using here this kind of like beigey gray color. It's by Amélie Praguer and it's called Mocha. And pretty much it looks like this. And it's very, it's not exactly gray because it's more beige, but it's not really beige because it's not that warm. It's more gray. So I really like the color. Then, as I said, I went for distressed look. So here you can see me sanding some parts a little bit. Plus, it was also a good opportunity to get rid of any drips because, one thing is you want it to be distressed and you want to brush strokes to show. But another thing is, a bit of sloppy work when you've got drips and things like that. The good thing about going for distressed look is you can sand the drips down pretty much to the bare wood, and that's the part of the look. So this is I hope that distressed look is gonna be fashionable for a very long time because this makes my work a lot easier. The chair got 3 layers of paint. I gave it more or less 4 hours of drying time because this is what the instructions on the paint say. And then the final coat was drying overnight. And here I'm protecting the whole piece with clear wax. And now to go for the look I want, I'm using Rust-Oleum dark wax. And yeah, I need to tell you that because I was in a rush. I went overboard with it, as you can see. The wax is super soft, so me being harsh on it, I was getting loads on my brush and I was just, pushing it there because I was in a hurry. I wanted to get it done as soon as possible, full stop. And if I had to do it again, I would just work in small sections because that day the temperature was pretty high here in Spain. It was 30 degrees Celsius. And I'm working with my windows open and it was pretty warm and the wax dried on me super quick. So here you've got me taking all the excess out and yeah. As I said, I could have used less, but I was in a hurry, so yeah. By where I'm from, they say, nah, if you haven't got it in your head, you got it in your legs, means that, someone who is not thinking is doing things 2 times. So yeah, that's the thing. So here I spend quite some time cleaning off the excess of the wax, and I had to use quite a lot of clear wax because, as I said, it was warm and the wax dried on me super quick. Haha, you didn't expect that one. Haha. No, I thought I was going to take you on a little field trip with me when I went shopping. So, in the street market, I've got my trusted suppliers of fabrics and foam. So, yeah, and I went to do that shopping on the very day of the challenge. That was Saturday. So yeah, now you know why I fall so behind in what I'm doing. But anyway, so I sat down, as you can see, I sat down to the upholstery, and first I wanted to see if there was anything I could save that was inside that seed. Well, I wasn't expecting to be able to save anything, but you never know. That's the thing, you never know.
Alright, guys, I'm telling you, who hasn't been through the path of 1000 staples cannot do upholstery well? This is the way.
Yeah. So I sat there patiently picking out all the staples. All of them. Every single one of them. And then at some point, I realized that actually they were more staples than I was expecting. Because in this dusty seat, well, some staples were so dusted and rusty that they looked like just a shadow of a place, mark of a staple where a staple used to be. But no.
I want to rectify my previous statement. Let's change 1000 to 1 million staples. That's more like, accurate. That's more like accurate. This is the way.
So I finally pulled all the staples out, took off the fabric. Well, the sponge underneath was obviously destroyed, but that was to realize that there were more staples to pull out. This is the way. The sponge was heading straight to the bin, but the tapes looked pretty strong to me. They were just loose. They stretched a bit. That's why somebody got rid of it, but I could walk around it. They were still pretty strong, a bit dusty, but still pretty strong, so I decided to keep them. Alright, so now was the time to tackle the frame. I sanded it outside a little bit just to smooth out all the mess I've made pulling out all those staples. And I've also decided that the tape, because it was it was pretty good, okay? I didn't have to replace it. It was just loose, it got a bit loose, so I decided to pull it and stapled it well, so everything was nice and straight and ready to put some foam on. I marked the shape on the foam and then cut all the excess. And a little tip, if you do the same thing, if you have to cut excess of the foam, keep it, don't throw it away. This foam is really nice to put varnish on, or for example paint. So if you've got nice bits and nice bits of the foam, just keep it. It can come handy at some point. And then came second most tedious task in the whole process, okay? Just putting the fabric on. And it's not just because it takes a lot of time, but itself, but also because I had stripes on my pattern. And the problem is that when you put the fabric on, you want all that to look nice. So it took me a lot of time to actually make sure that all the stripes go exactly in the same direction, the same way, and you could see exactly the same match of of each of them on every side. So that was super tedious. And I'm gonna tell you that taking the staples out and making the frame ready, and then pulling the tape and cutting the foam, and then stapling my fabric, sorting out the stapling my fabric. That took me each part, so pulling the staples, 1 hour, and then putting the fabric on, another hour. Okay, so it was 2 hours for just one seat. That was wow. But I'm telling you, totally worth it. Here I'm taking the staples out because I didn't like how the fabric looked. It wasn't straight, plus I pulled one part too much, and then you've got this little dip in the seat. So, and I was doing that I think 4 times altogether before, I was actually happy with how the whole seat looked like. So it was like very tedious work. Very tedious work, but totally worth it. I'm telling you, totally worth it. When I finally managed to just get the whole pattern sorted out, came the time to put all the staples back. Yeah, that was fun. This is the way. But this is the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the way. When you do your upholstery, also remember to plan your corners. Okay, you need to think where and how you want to fold. Your fabric. Here, I decided I wanted to be folded to the side. So just to make it easier for me, I'm cutting the excess material. Then again, be careful not to cut too much. It's better to cut a little bit and then a little bit and then a little bit, then cut too much and then have to use or redo the whole thing. Okay, so here I'm slowly folding it, and I decided that, well, I didn't want it to fold it to the back or to the front. I wanted to fold it to the side, so I'm preparing my corner to do that, and then I'm going to be folding it and stapling it into place. Then you cut all the excess of the fabric you've got. And the final part is the bottom cover. I realized that I didn't have the material you normally use for that one, but I found a bag, the one that you would use, for maybe shoes or your handbag, and that particular one was made exactly of that material. So I decided to cut it. It was the perfect size. I was like, okay, let's adapt this one, no problem. So this is what I did. I mean, listen, you could totally skip this step, but it just gives some extra protection from dust. Plus, if somebody ever turns the chair upside down, well, they don't see. I mean, it's visually more appealing to have it there than not. But as I said, it's like you could perfectly just go without. So guys, this is the end of the journey. Here is our before and after. I absolutely love how this chair turned out. In spite of all the difficulties I had to go through and all the stress and everything, I'm just really, really, really happy with the outcome. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. That helps me a lot and it's totally free. And here is the star of the show. Till the next video, big kiss and bye bye.